Hey guys, and welcome to this Batchat 12t replay. I'm here on steps and I managed to get another ace tanker in this tank, and this time I actually managed to also get the medals, which is a good thing. At the start we're moving to the little bush over on this side of the flank. I like this bush for spotting to see what the enemy actually sends to a flank and maybe get some cheeky shots in. You never know what happens. So if you stand behind this rock in this bush, you can quite well spot people just moving in. Like that IS just being a herpaderp. Unfortunately the gun doesn't want to behave. Managed to crack a shot in and we pull back and we see the Yak Tiger 88 fire. The thing is, in this replay I still don't have 6 cents on this crew. I've got camo trained at 80% in this battle. Currently I am up to 95 I think. So I am playing a little bit passively at the start because I don't have the 6 cents to tell me for certain when I'm spotted at long range, which makes it a bit tricky. I'm trying to engage this little guy here. Potato gun unfortunately shoots slightly next to him on the second shot, but he's discouraged enough to not come around the corner on this side anymore. Now we have this IS there. And he gets spotted coming straight for me, so 170 pen on the standard ammo is enough to go through the front of that IS. And then when you pull back like this, you can see this outcrop in the rock there. So if you stand like this, people from there can't shoot you, and you can't be shot unless there's a guy over there. Which usually might be the case, but if you keep an eye on the minimap, that is actually quite a nice location to pull back to. We can see the Yak Tiger is completely safe, and at this point I also looked on the minimap and I saw that the enemy team had quite a lot of people at the flag. At the start on this kind of mode, it's always best to try and clear the south flank first and then go to the cap, because usually the south flank is occupied by more heavily armored targets. So if you manage to take those out, your team will have a way easier time to clear the rest of the map, because if you leave all the heavy armor till last, you have to shoot a lot of gold ammo to get rid of them, and you stand a good chance of losing. So as long as you've got a couple of guys on this flank to make sure that the enemy doesn't actually cap, they don't need to kill everyone, they just need to make sure that the enemy doesn't cap. So just reset them when needed and then pull back again. And then you can basically just steamroll the other flank and then all come here to decap. That is how you usually pretty fast win this kind of mode. And I'm trying here to just shoot everyone that I can. Luckily I bounced a shot from the Bulldog, who's pretty cheeky coming up. I was hoping this Yak Panther actually would try and help me. He's shooting the other guy though, which I don't mind. I mean, another M41 GF taken out is always good because those things are pretty dangerous. This guy, I was lucky that he's an idiot, because he keeps poking up. My potato gun potatoes it into the ground, unfortunately, so we don't get the second tracking shot off. But yeah, as I was saying, the M41-90 is actually dangerous because they have the 102mm penetration HE shells, which can do a lot of damage to tanks like this, because they will pretty much always penetrate on lightly armored tanks. At the moment I'm just trying to engage as many tanks as possible. I'm trying to get a shot into this poodle, for instance, and I'm just waiting to see what the enemy will do. I can shoot the M41 if he pokes up, I can shoot the poodle if they poke. And the good thing about the Batchat 12t is the ink clip, or generally the reload. The reload of a clip is fast. I think on mine it's 19 seconds. And in interclip reload is 2 seconds or something, so it's exactly quite a nice autoloader. It's got quite okay gun handling, and as I said, I've only got 80% camo on this crew in this replay, so no gun handling perks either. So yeah, as you can see, the gun handling actually works quite okay. Tier for tier, I'm having more fun in this light tank, but the 1390 is the better light tank. But this one is, I don't know, it's just slightly more fun to play, I think, because the mobility is better, or at least it feels better. It feels faster for some reason. Managed to take this guy out, ignoring the T-37 behind me, because this guy needs to die. I've got 2 shots, I know that I can't kill him, so I try to try to push him a little bit and hope for my team to actually come in, go forward, and his shot misses. T71 backs me up. And the reason, by the way, why I went for the Poodle in that engagement is that on the mini-map I saw the Cromwell and the T71 later on coming in. So that is the moment where you would normally start to engage the enemy. Now the Cromwell T71 go on and I pull back to base because I see these two pretty dangerous TDs there which have got quite a lot of health between them. I was hoping that the T71 and the Cromwell would stick together, but it seems the T71 is actually in the cap, which is not the right thing to do in this kind of engagement. We're outnumbered, so if you cap, you lose your tank. Pretty much always. Never cap if you're outnumbered. Always try to wither down the enemies. So we put an entire clip into this T25-2, managed to take him out. I have loaded premium ammo, as you can see. But as you can see, there's also a Yak Tiger 88 over there, which I can't reliably pen with my normal AP ammo. Even on the lower plate it tends to bounce for some reason. So I've loaded the premium now. It's a pretty close game. Potato gun shoots too low. Yak Tiger instantly comes for me. Potato gun again shoots too low. I pulled back. I managed to put 2 good shots in. And this Yak Tiger, he was funny. After the match he actually contacted me in the garage and in French started calling me all kinds of names and started calling me a camper and a gold noob, even though he's shooting APCR himself as well, which is kind of funny. So yeah, as you can see, there we go, APCR. So take him out. I leave 1 shell in the clip at the moment. I know that I need to reload, but the thing is I wanted to keep that one in case someone pops over the ridge. I can actually shoot them in the face with it, because otherwise I'm caught reloading. But now I actually press the reload because no one seems to be coming in. I keep going though, and there we go, T37 shows up. I duck between this ridge again. I need to get some distance. Unfortunately our T71 got bum rushed by 3 tanks, and that's why you never cap if you're outnumbered, because that's what happens. You cannot possibly cap in this mode, especially not on your own. It takes way too long to try and cap, and people will intercept you. Best thing to do is basically just get range and either let the enemy cap and decap them, or just shoot them from range, which is what I'm trying to do now. I'm hoping the Cromwell actually pays attention and doesn't suicide, and at this point I tell the arty to stop driving around. I look at the minimap, see the Cromwell go in, and I drive into this rock because I'm actually looking on the minimap and not in my game. And the Cromwell suicides, and I'm asking him as well now, why did you suicide? Because that was completely unnecessary. I mean, it's stuff like this that with average players on your team will lose you matches if you just go in and die. There's no reason to suicide. He could have just waited for me, and then it would have been a whole lot easier to actually take this match down. So now I have to be pretty careful. I'm the only tank left alive. Luckily the arty listens, stopped, and is starting to aim, which is good. He's telling me ready to fire. So I'm going in for the spot. I don't need to shoot the guys in the cap. I just need to spot them for arty. I need to let arty work on them because I probably don't have the gun depression for it. So I'm being careful to poke out. I don't want to get shot. I see this Panther, poke slightly further, see the light tank, and instantly retreat because arty fired, arty decapped. So there's no reason for me to stay here. I want to keep them guessing as to my location, so I just pull back. And as soon as I'm despotted, I will actually try and do another move. But they saw me going roughly in this direction. And now I'm coming up here in the middle, trying to spot a Panther again. So instantly pull back because I know he spotted me even though I don't have 6th sense. So take range again, go to the left. Or I guess he spotted me because the way this T37, spoiler alert, is acting here, he might not actually have seen it. No, he was looking in the wrong direction. So managed to take that guy out, and now we're not going for the cap because there's 3 minutes and 40 seconds on the cap left. So I'm pulling back again, waiting to get despotted. Now I'm despotted. I actually move exactly back to this little ridge here, and we're just going to repeat the exercise, just trying to spot the cap. There's one guy in the cap. We haven't seen the T34-100 in a while, so I don't know where he's gone. Spot the Panther, keep driving, and make ourselves scarce again, we see the T-34-100 finally pop up there. He fires, misses me luckily. I shoot on the move, because why not? And hit 2 shots of them. We narrowly missed the Yak Panther 2 that died there. And we're reloading again. So our Yak Panther 2 actually is still watching, and he's quite enjoying the spectacle by the looks of it. So yeah, by the way, after the match I also thanked the Hummel on my team for doing a great job in terms of supporting fire. So all in all, it was a really nice match. We got the enemy wound up, so the Yak Tiger actually started calling us names in the garage. And the Hummel was a very friendly chap actually. And he's telling me exactly what he's doing. He's telling me when he's reloading, how long it will take, everything, so I know exactly when I need to spot. And now we're popping up from a completely different angle again, one that we haven't used before, just to see what we can do. T-34-100 seems to be looking in our direction, but for some reason is not pulling the trigger. So I move up again. I see I have 3 shots left premium ammo, so there's no use reloading. I will just put 2 shots in and then pull back if necessary, but now we just do exactly the same again, because before we've always gone to a different location, and now we'll just pop up in the same one. And the Panther 2 was actually, or the Panther M10 was looking the wrong direction, gets taken out by Arty, and we take home the win. So yeah, let's take a look at the results. So here we go, ace tanker obviously, but also a patrol duty, a Confederate and a high caliber medal. We managed to do a total base XP of 1561, which is slightly lower than the other ace tanker. We also do slightly less damage. The other one we got 4.7k, here we got 4.1k. The Hummel actually did quite a nice bit of damage, and the T-71 as well. So yeah, I think it's safe to say that we sort of carried the team nicely around. We didn't make much money because I had to fire some premium ammo at the end. I mean, I could have reloaded regular AP for all the other tanks, but in cases like that where it's a close game, I tend to stick with premium ammo to just take the RNG out of the game. And as well, premium ammo has higher shell velocity, so it's better for sniping and quick snapshots. We managed to do 4.1k damage, and we also managed to do 2.2k assistance damage, as well as nearly traveling 7 kilometers, which is quite a drive around. 36 shots fired, 29 hits, 27 pans, so actually not too shabby. Yeah, I really quite like this match. I really like this tank and randoms for some reason, even though it's not the greatest tank ever. But the combined package I'm really enjoying, even without 6 cents. So I hope you enjoyed the replay. If you did, feel free to rate it, subscribe to the channel, and see you guys next time.